This is not real.
Welcome to. Would you like some blankie?
Oh, sure.
This is my camping blanket.
Oh,
I
that's
got
one
to
of
hear
those
all
ones
about
I
it.
can see really well.
Yeah, and I camped in Glacier. Probably haven't watched it since, but.
I love when you say things and Liv and I just make eye contact. It feels like we're in the office, you know?
Yeah.
And he just looks at the camera, like, you'll say something, and then Liv and I just go.
I have a professor that does that. Like, my friends and I were just talking about this. She makes the best expressions.
Sorry, I say out of pocket things, guys. I'll try to not do that today.
Don't say it.
No, I will. I can't help myself.
Okay. Don't change on our behalf.
We just
Yeah.
wow.
I'll give you this one.
These are so fancy. I'm impressed. Yeah.
Me and Beth had to figure out how to use them last year.
How do you like sort these things?
Yeah.
After we had that nice deep chat. I'll add that in. Don't you worry.
Isn't that always like what podcasts are? You start off camera.
Sure. I don't know. Just did that.
Do your little intro.
Okay,
Let's
sorry.
get this thing.
Liv's like, all right, we got shit to do. Okay.
We gotta take your ass to the same time.
We don't have to go. But we do.
We do.
We don't have to go inside though.
I hope there's parking. That's what I'm really
I can drive.
anxious. Okay.
You keep your spot. I'll drive.
Okay.
We
Okay.
can just drop her off. She can go. We can drive her.
Oh, I could go by myself actually. Anyway, okay.
Independence.
That's not my word over here. Mine is intentional. Intentionally leaving your butts here to go to the sneak cabin. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Molly, Missoula. This episode, we are in Nashville, Tennessee, hosted by the Liv Wilson, and joined by Brooke DeRue. Montana girl trip made it out of the chat to Nashville. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. Just kidding. I am visiting you, so I'm glad to be here.
You guys are here.
But yeah, these are two of my really good friends from school, and we all got to come back and join together. So Liv's been on here. She was my first podcast episode.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Very rough. Very, very rough.
Very rough, the fan, the dog.
Yeah.
All those things.
Don't worry. Our professor roasted the crap out of
No.
that episode, and we all had to watch it in front of our class. And
He said the ceiling fan going was distracting.
Luckily, Liv had secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, I gotta sit there and be like, yeah, that's my fan.
This is
I was
my
on sitting this
apartment.
dog I was holding. It was not.
She just pet the dog the whole time.
I couldn't let her down. I don't know.
No, you couldn't. That's so true.
Okay.
Anyway, if you guys would like to introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there. Whoever wants to start.
I'll go first. I'm Liv. What do you want me to say about myself? Okay. I graduated from University of Montana last year and moved to Nashville last summer to do my master's in marketing at Vanderbilt. I'm over halfway done with that, and I graduate in like 8 weeks. It's crazy. And have to get a job now and start adulting for real.
Ugh.
And I'm gonna look here because I like Nashville for a little while. So that's where I'm at.
Lovely. My name is Brooke DeRue. Graduated 2 years ago, I guess. University of Montana. Moved to Florida the week of graduation. Started out in the Keys working at a sea turtle hospital. And then I'm now up in Daytona, which is North Florida, doing environmental permitting. So my plan is just to bebop around the East Coast, southern East Coast. It's the south. Oh yeah, but intentionally on the coast. Southeast coast. And see kind of what happens. But yeah, kind of vibe with the environment, you know. And I really like country music. Okay.
I wrote a question about country music for you guys.
That's just
We'll probably just answer. But yeah, I feel like this is the group of people that moved to the East Coast from UM.
We're farthest
I know.
away, anyways.
Yeah. I don't know anybody besides DC.
Oh.
Anybody else that moved to the East Coast?
I don't think
No.
this is East Coast.
Tennessee is close enough.
Tennessee's East-ish.
You moved to like
Southeast.
2,000
Yeah.
miles away. I feel like it's
Over 2,000, yes.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's okay. I just remembered the mileage from driving in. So
Reggie.
it was
Poor
a lot.
guy. Oh my gosh. So you guys both moved to the East Coast. What made you guys choose to move to the certain cities that you moved to? And would you have changed it looking back on that now after being here for a while?
Okay. I've been here not even a year, but I picked Nashville because my family traveled here for spring break one year, and I just really liked it. I knew I wanted to get out of Montana at some point, but didn't know where. And when I traveled here, it just felt like this would be a good place to try living. Like I felt like there was a community here, even though it's pretty big, and it's so true. Like the neighborhoods in Nashville, I feel like if you wanted to, you could just stay in the neighborhood like for weeks at a time. Like there's not, I don't know. It's just like they've got everything in like a very close area. I don't know. There's a lot to do all the time. It felt like just the right move. Like I thought about like Seattle or none of those other places, and none of them spoke to me. So then I looked into grad programs. I knew I wanted to go right into graduate school after undergrad because I didn't think I'd do it if I if I left. And then this Master of Marketing program was only 10 months, and it like checked a lot of the boxes I was looking for. And yeah, it brought me to. Luckily, I was accepted and just was decided very early on that like I was just gonna do that, and I don't regret any of it because I really like Nashville and I think I want to stay for a little bit longer.
Yay!
Yeah.
We'll come back and visit. Yeah, you
Huh?
should write a song.
I should write a song?
Yeah.
I've never done that, and I don't think I should.
Okay.
Meg should write a song about me.
Yes. Okay, Brooke.
Okay. Well, I moved to Florida because I love sea turtles, and sea turtles aren't on the West Coast. But I also have always loved traveling, and I just think that while you're young is the best time to go kind of bebop around and explore while you don't have to settle down before, you're in like a committed relationship or you have to find benefits or anything of that nature. Like my scale. So I moved to the Keys, which was really hard. Just immediately post grad. I think no matter where you go, it's going to be hard unless you stay in our case, Missoula. So, it was hard for a lot of reasons, but I don't regret it because I learned so much about what I like, what I don't like, what I need. And I moved there just for a job. It was the first job I found that I really wanted, that worked with turtles. And then when I decided I needed to leave the Keys, just looked for another job, and job pointed me to Daytona, which I don't think I would have ever picked Daytona. It's Florida, but it's a little cold for Florida. I think I'm past the line. But I've enjoyed what I've learned about myself there, and I don't think you can live life with regrets. I think you just gotta, even if it didn't work out the way you wanted to, you just gotta look at it, figure out, get some life lessons from it, say, all right, thanks, tip your hat, and move on. Yeah.
That's true. I should have brought a third one. I wonder if I can buy another pack of these and then connect it to the same thing. No, but just connect it for the next time.
Oh, yes, next
I don't know. But
next time, just bring another.
yeah, I think it is good that like life lessons are a good part to learn something from instead of regretting it, because you can always have regrets and stuff. But if you take away something, then you at least have something that you took away from it, and
then it's not a regret.
Yeah, because you're making your life better the next time. But
it's all about perspective.
So based off of you guys both took the huge risk of moving across the country and not knowing anybody across, like I guess you like kind of had started to know names of people in your program, but not anybody actually. Do you guys want to share some insights on taking risks to follow your goals or working to achieve what you want in your life and the dreams and aspirations that you have, and then the hard work and the moving situation behind that?
I might need you to repeat that. It was a lot.
I can shorten it too.
Yeah, can you like cut it up a little bit?
Okay. So first question, insight on taking risks from moving, like having to create a new community, and just like taking the leap to try to work towards what you're trying to achieve as your career goal.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the risks. I don't know. I'm trying to
Okay, I
remember
feel like it
everything.
all will kind of loop into one question, but
I think I'm such a planner by nature. Like I had to not knowing what to expect is like my worst nightmare, and I've gotten better about that. But I'm lucky that like I had my mom to help me like imagine what everything's gonna be like, or like have some sort of picture or idea of like what I was getting myself into, so that it wasn't as intimidating. Brooke, I feel like you're like you can just go with it, and I'm not like that. I'm getting more that way.
It took me a while though to get to that. I was not like this in high school. I was exactly like you.
Yeah, I had like a list of like everything I needed to get, like everything I needed to like get taken care of here. And I think I relied a lot on my support system to help with that. So I feel like identifying who in your support system can help you with that stuff is good. And I couldn't have done it without my mom for sure.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other parts of your question. Sorry, that was just a lot to.
I feel like that's a good
think about.
Answer for the risk part.
Yeah.
Like the jump to like figure out what
community and stuff. Yeah, it was hard for sure. Like I definitely for the first couple months didn't do many social things, and also my program, love it. It's great. There's like 72 of us, I think, so it's close. Like that's not a lot, but there's enough to like where there's friend groups and cliques, and like that was very hard at first because I'm not someone that wanted to join a clique immediately, and all the clique I walked in on the first day and thought all the cliques were already made by how everyone else was acting, and that was so scary. So I didn't hang out with anyone for like a month or two really, and then I found other girls that were like, I was also scared to death to walk in on the first day, and I thought there were other cliques. This is a crazy story, not crazy, but there was like the weekend before we started class, there was a picture posted, anyone if you know you know, of a group of girls on Broadway in my program, and it was like besties like moved to Nashville. Share this photo
with us after this.
Like I don't even know if it was a story or something. I don't think it still exists, but it was like all like I knew like all of them were in my program, and I like literally started crying with my mom, and I'm like, I'm gonna have no friends. Like they've all made their friends already, and it was like horrible. All of my friends that now cried about the exact same photo because we all saw it, and we were like, oh my god, like we are gonna walk in and know no one and have no friends. Yeah, it's just that, and I hated that they did that. Like it was just weird. Yeah. I did not need to go on that rant. Sorry, so it was hard at first, like with that, knowing that walking in, but it just I feel like you need to feel everyone out before you can. Mm-hmm. You should commit to being friends.
Yeah.
And no one else did really. Like a lot of cliques were just made, and then they've blown up, and there's all this drama and stuff, and it feels like high school. But I think the best thing I did was wait, like see what people's personalities were like, see what other people's values were, how they behaved, like if they were a decent person, and then like
make friends.
Then choose to surround myself with those people.
Yeah.
Look at you, no friend group blow-ups.
No, I have the best friend group, like a group that like has no desire to beef with each other. We've never been mad at like it's just, and we have to all day do homework together. We're constantly
and
together.
You know, now you can just focus on those relationships so that post grad, like you can keep them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, like the chances of those other girls staying friends and meeting up in 2 years, small. 5 years, 10. So little, but you know, you narrowed it down. You picked the right people.
Right. So I think like when you move to a new place, be critical, like not critical, that's probably not the right word, but be like intentional and be be so weary of anyone who is gonna like trust your gut on people's personalities, because just because it's the first community you see doesn't mean it's the one you want to be a part of.
Red flags are red flags.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like waiting and being okay with being alone for a little bit and waiting until you find the right people is like the best way to find a community in a new place, especially when you just don't know anyone.
I think that with college, we just kind of talked about this, but with college you get so lucky because there's so many good people in one community that are all looking to make new connections. But like in the real world too, of like meeting people at like social events or doing things like that, it's so hard to tell if they're actually a good person and like if you have good intentions with like their substance that they would add to your life. That's gonna be my word of the day, substance. But like it's crazy. So I'm glad that you found people with
Yeah,
good substance to your life.
me too.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add?
Did I miss part of the question or the last part? I don't remember. Sorry.
Working towards achieving your dreams. Do you have any advice on that? I feel like you're in the beginning phases of whatever your post-grad career will be.
I don't even, the part that's like hard is I don't even know what my dreams are anymore. I feel like I've just been focused on getting through school, and I don't know, I don't know, I've got but I also don't know if those dreams suit me either. Yeah. So it's like kind of a weird in between. So, and it's hard to like, you either take the best job opportunity or do you resist that and like go for your dream job? I don't know.
Yeah.
When there's not always a dream job available, or do you take the so that's where I'm kind of at right now. Like, I applied for a job in a healthcare, like at Vanderbilt Medical, and it's like, I don't give a shit about working in healthcare. But like, do I do it because it's a good job?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a dream
I think
job.
that dreams evolve. I think I don't have a dream job right now. I know what I like and what I don't like. So I'm just bumping around trying to find out more about what I like and don't like. Like I don't, and I think dream jobs too, like heavy expectation. You have to, if you have a dream job, and like if you don't end up doing that dream job, like you quote unquote failed. Yeah.
I think what I believe in is a dream lifestyle more than a dream job.
I retweet that so hard.
Yeah. Because you're not going to like every part of your job ever.
Yeah. I've always said that about Daytona. Like, I don't hate my job, but I love the lifestyle that Daytona gives me. Like the 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, weekends for myself. Yeah. Enough money to support my habits.
Yeah.
Talk about that so much. Yeah. In the dream lifestyle, I think is a huge part of that. And just like the opportunities that like even working at a healthcare, like, you could meet somebody there or like use that experience to go do something in the music industry or going to do something else. And all of the experiences that you gain, no matter where you work or what job you do, are going to add so much value to whatever you do next. So
nothing's ever permanent, or it doesn't have to be permanent.
Yeah, and you can always leave. Find your dream. Your dreams change too, and they adapt to like how your life is and what you're doing too.
Thank goodness, honestly.
Yeah, that would be wild.
You would have asked me 10 years ago if I would be here right now. I'd say no way.
Same.
Yeah, same. I didn't even know what accounting firms were like.
I still don't.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's your turn to shine. Also, me and Brooke are sharing a mic because I didn't pack well, but start with insights on taking risks and your background on that, because I feel like you have taken more risks than me and Liv combined.
Oh yeah. And you don't have to make a list to help you.
No, I did make lists, Liv.
Oh, okay, good.
No, I really, guys, I came into college gold. I was the goldest of the golds.
Yeah, you were a ex-Spokane royalty gold.
Yeah. I was so gold, and then I really remember this. I think it was my junior year, and we retook the colors. And
explain the colors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I kind of forgot that's what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry, guys. I love the colors. So the colors is personality test. And there's 4. There's gold, blue, green, and orange. Gold is your type A planner. You have to list everything out. Like if you don't know what's going on in the day, the itinerary, like you're not as happy. So Miss Liv, you would.
You just.
It is delicious. Sponsored by Dose.
Yeah.
I know, but Dose is kind of like bougie. And then orange is like chaotic energy, and it's very like, just extrovert, just like go with the flow, just like do whatever you kind of want. Blue is emotional. You are empathetic. Yeah, you're a gold blue. Just like
blue, and then gold was like 2 points lower.
Yeah. So, just caring about a little too much about what other people think. And then green is analytical. So, different colors get along with different people. I would say gold and orange don't usually get along very well, just
That's
because. Yeah, it is mine too. Green's very low for me, but I remember I always thought that I was gold, and then I had switched But in my mind, I was still gold. And I took this test and it was like 95% orange. And I was like, I had a crisis because I was like, I've always been gold. Oh, I was a golden freshman. I think I was orange in junior. And so during that time, yeah, right? And I remember going to Devin and I was like, Devin, can you believe I'm an orange? And he was like,
Yes.
what? And I was like, I thought I was a gold. And he was like, you were like poster child for orange.
Yeah.
So I think taking risks, when I think about like the risks I've taken, I think the biggest one was moving away from college, which I kind of feel weird saying that because it's 2.5 hours away. Like people who stayed in state lived farther away than I did, but it was still really hard to just like get out of my parents' roof. Just 'cause I'm close with them, and I liked my life in high school. At least I thought I did in the moment. And then, my transition, I've been so open about this, to college was horrible. Like I was crying every day. I was puking. Like it was miserable. And come to find out, nobody in my family thought I would stay in college. They all thought I would transfer back home. And I was the only one that was like, no, I just have to get through this. But like, I'm going to stay. So once I kind of got over that, then it was like, life is so short. Like I'm obviously going to do whatever I want. And so I think my next big risk was studying abroad because, you literally go across the world I was there for 5.5, 6 months, knowing nobody, not knowing the culture, the language, like how to get around. I didn't have a phone for the first 3 days. So that type of stuff. And I think that when I think about my life up to this point, like who I was before studying abroad and who I was after is a completely different human. And I do accredit like that risk and that experience to like who I am. And then once I studied abroad, I was like, I can do anything,
No, honestly.
So when I came back,
really empowering to do that.
Yeah. Like I just was like, wow, I got to go see the world at age 21. Like that's such an experience. And so when I got back from studying abroad, there was no question in my mind I wasn't going to move to Florida. And I did my turtle internship in 21 and just like fell in love with Florida. And I was like, I just think that working with turtles would be so cool. And like I just didn't get enough of it in that summer. So then it was always my goal. And that's just always what I worked for. And I think that I really focused on that my senior year. Like all of my essays that I wrote and, being in Montana, I think I was at a disadvantage just because one of the best parts about at least the College of Forestry there is the community and the connections you make. And so I met a lot of people and I could have gotten such a cool job, a good paying job, whatever, in that field, but it would have been in Montana. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of just had to figure it out on my own. I think that was really hard. Like, how do I get to Florida by myself? I did have a lot of support, but I do really think that like it was all me to get myself to Florida. Then once I got here, I just embraced it. I think, it's hard moving, especially, and Liv and I have talked about this too. Like, I think Liv's kind of lucky because she got to go to school. And even though, it wasn't like an immediate, yeah, exactly. It's still, you still had those people that you got to, that you instantly had connections with and, like things in common. And when I moved to the Keys, it was like, how do I do this? How do you meet people? And that I think is when I really decided to like just be independent, and that's when I learned like to do things myself. And so Liv and I are talking about like the concerts because I was like, oh, these are the concerts I want to go to, but I don't have anybody to go with. And Riley Green was my first solo concert. I drove 3.5 hours to go see the hottest man on earth sing. And after I got done, I was like, wow, like, did anybody look at me and judge me? Maybe. Did I care? No. They probably didn't either. They didn't know I was there alone. And I was like, my life is going to be so much better if I learn to just do what I want, do what makes me happy. If I have somebody, absolutely great. I'd love to. Obviously, I love hanging out with people and sharing that stuff. But if nobody wants to go and I do, I'm not going to let that stop me. So I think that was really important for me in moving and trying to do things yourself, because then I meet people through that. I mean, in Daytona, like I met a girl. I got into running, and then I went to the Santa Stampede, and I went alone, and everybody there had people to run with, and like it was a community, and I was there, and then this other girl was there alone, and so obviously like I was like, oh, you look like you're in your 20s. Hey, yeah, exactly, and like we are friends now, and we're gonna go running together, and I would have met her if I didn't, go to find something that I wanted to do, and then just said fuck it and do it. So. I think that's what has set me up for success, and why, like once I left, I've never looked back. And I think, sometimes people are still like, oh, you're going to move back. And I'm like, no shot.
The mic doesn't pick up
your tummy issues.
I just want to say, I feel like I haven't done that yet, than any of the independent, like, concert, movie, even by myself, and I feel like that's like the next goal I have for myself, because that, you saying how like freeing, or like I don't know how cool that feeling is of just, I went to do this by myself, like so, I feel so dependent. I like going grocery shopping with friends, like going grocery shopping by myself makes me anxious, so like that's like the next hurdle I want to do, and I think hearing you saying you've done it is really cool,
and
so
I love it too.
Yeah.
I love doing it with friends, and I think that the difference is like knowing that you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like right now, and in college it was like I don't have to, so like I don't want to, but now it's like I can, like I can go grocery shopping alone, but I have friends, and so that means I don't have to.
Yeah.
In college, I'd be like, I want a coffee. Let's go get coffee with my friend.
Yeah.
With a friend. Oh, I actually also need to run to Target. Yeah. Like, you're coming with me. Oh, I need to, like, and then it turned into the entire day of errands. It's like,
you just hang out.
You're like,
and then it's like, oh, let's run it back. I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
I think that the huge part of it is just getting over your mental barrier of like getting it. Because Brooke would text me and be like, should I go to this concert by myself? And I'd be like, yeah, of course. And like, I'm supporting that. But then I did the same thing to her, and I was shitting my pants the entire time because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Just
like going. Is that Dylan Marlowe?
Yeah, and Dan and Shay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to go so bad, but it was before like all my friends moved back to Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to go. It's like $40. Yeah, and I sang my little heart out, and it was awesome.
I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah. You don't care.
Just sing as like. Yesterday, Cody
people
Johnson.
Don't know me.
Yeah, like when I saw Liv recording, I went from like
I noticed. Thank you.
And then I'm like,
I always like mouth the words for like 30 seconds while I record it, and then
I'm like the rise, the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when you're at concerts alone, it's just like sing and dance and And would you
ruin other people's videos?
Yeah,
so you don't care.
I don't care. But would you have regretted if you didn't go see Dan Shane?
Yes, but yeah, I think that it's easy too of like, even if you have friends, but I think college is so easy because you're all on like similar enough schedules, and you like don't have the full like 9 to 5 or whatever. You might have like different things going on in the weekend. It's just such a different time of life, and I think this time of life, I understand my parents like schedules a lot more of like, how did they do all of this? I get home from work and I'm pooped. I'm like, I
don't
understand. 2 feet away from my bed all day, and I'm tired.
Tell me how moms do it. Like,
no.
And then do it for
dads can't even do it either.
No.
That's the
I'm like, how did you?
How am I supposed to do that?
Get me ready for school
before work.
Before work.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm at school and that I'm prepped and ready. Go do your job. And my parents' job wasn't easy. No. And then you're going to come back. You're going to turn all of that off and cook us dinner. And then we don't even have the audacity to help or clean.
Yeah.
What?
It's crazy.
And you, like, I don't know, people at my job, like, they'll put their kids to bed and then work till, like, midnight. Like, I don't understand how to do it. And it's not like we log on at however early, but they go to the gym or do something in the morning. They go take their kids to school, have all these meetings and get all this like busy work done, and then pick up their kids, take them to sports, whatever, and then like they have to finish their job. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to quit before I get there.
No, literally.
And I don't know, like I have so much more respect for that.
Yes.
And like my friends and I have been talking about this a lot recently, but your parents are living their life for the first time. Yeah. And like they had to like go through all of these things, and yeah, they had their parents' advice and stuff, but I just have so much more respect in this stage of my life for my parents than I
Oh my
did.
god.
Like, I've always had respect for my parents, but
course.
at such a different level. I'm like, oh my god,
No,
thank you for
literally.
like,
how
giving me everything in your life and all your energy and
so selfless.
yeah, like
Like that's why I'm like I don't know if I could be him. Like I'm in
you're
such
a good
selfish era right now.
person though. Like,
No, that'll
Yeah, but,
change.
like, you just have to give up so much. Like the fact that you're like our parents are finally living their lives. Like
yeah, empty nesters is hitting my parents
literally.
very hard.
My parents, same with my parents, even though my little brother lives at home. The second I moved, my parents were like, "Oh, we're empty nesters now," and I'm like, "Sorry,
Yeah.
But my parents, my dad, and I've talked about this with them too. Like, my dad lives 5 minutes from where he was raised. My mom has always lived in Washington. She went to school in Washington. I mean, she did jump coast or sides, but so I'm like coming out here and like moving, and my parents decided like they wanted to move, and I think that it was a lot of talk at first, and I've really encouraged them. I'm like, why not? I'm like, you guys have lived, like, Dad, you've lived in Green Acres, Washington for 56 years.
It's crazy.
Like, there is so much more to life, and I think now that we're all adults, like they're traveling more. Like the first time they ever went to Europe was to visit me when I was studying abroad, which I loved that I could do that for my parents, but then I also was like, why did it take this long? And they have traveled before, but it's like my mom this weekend is going to see her friend in California, and she had called me and she's like, I have a few days off and like I really want to go, but I don't know, like the plane ticket.
Do it.
I literally, everything my mom has ever said to me when I've said that, I just threw back in her face, and she was like, I don't like it. And I was like, why would you not? I was like, it's $400. You can't take that with you.
Yeah.
Also, you're an adult. Like you've got $400 to spend on a plane ticket.
And her life is going to be so much better because she went. Not so much better, but like the experience of just going to see an old friend.
Yeah, and like my
never
dad's
a
not
regret.
going with.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you don't need to do everything with that. Like, and my dad's going to do his own thing anyways. So I'm like, why not go and like enjoy your life? And I just think one of the most important things I've embraced that I would encourage others to is just like say yes. Just like if opportunities arise, I think about that in college too. Like things came up and I just said, sure, I'll do that. And did I like plan it out? No. Did I go and learn things? Yep. Enjoyed it. So
I would agree. I think the best way to meet people and the best way to have those experiences of what, like, once you're married, you can't do all that until you like get past the kids thing. But like say yes, do whatever, and just like even if you go by yourself, then you get to experience a new place. And
no, I'm so
crazy.
Motivated now to find something.
I think that should be your
that's your word.
Goal.
Yeah, I think you should do it sooner rather than later.
Like maybe I'll do it on Wednesday and go see Ernest by myself.
Oh my gosh,
I'm so at the Opry. I want her to do that.
You should.
If the ticket prices go down a little bit, I will.
No, take the money that we got take our heart sweater initiative and put that towards Ernest.
I think I spent it all on drinks last night.
No.
Yeah. Take it out of your budget and then re-budget your budget for.
Maybe it'll be like a last minute purchase if there's
yeah.
Like in single tickets.
I think that Miss Liv should plan. I think that you should write it on your calendar that you're going. I think that you should
maybe
in your mind go, even if you don't have the time.
I also like feel bad like obligating my friend. Like it's always hard. Like they're always going to be willing to go, but financially obligating people to go to things too. It's hard when you want to go. And
I really think that you love her.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah. So maybe tentatively that'll be my first.
Okay.
You got to give us a review afterwards.
Oh, I will.
Yeah. Make a TikTok of it.
Maybe.
Bring back Liv's day in the lives.
Oh yeah.
On TikToks.
You can take one of the mics.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I'll let you borrow.
Oh my gosh, no. It's okay. It's okay.
That'd make it a little more awkward to do by yourself.
Yeah, I'm just at the opposite.
Hey guys, I'm at Ernest. Okay, what's your favorite part? What's your favorite memory since moving away? Just in general.
I'm gonna need to think.
Or the best part about moving away. I feel like we've talked about like taking risks and whatever, but what's been the best part?
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but it's really just like getting to know myself. Because I don't know. I think about like I was happy in Montana. Like there's no doubt. But like I'm genuinely so happy just existing. Like, I was happy in Montana because of the things I was doing and the people I was around. But now in Florida, like, I'm just happy to be alive and like to be me. And so I think my favorite part of moving is really just like when you don't have a lot of friends or you don't have a lot of things to do, or you live on an island like I did, you know, you really just get to know yourself. And I think like my confidence is boosted. Like, I wouldn't say I wasn't a confident.
Your confidence has changed a lot.
I love it. Yes. Like, I was definitely confident in Montana. Jumbotron Girl obviously had to be.
That's still a part of Brooke right now. But if she goes back to Montana, she will go back into revert Brooke.
It's just gonna find me. I don't even seek it out. Did we make it on the Jumbotron in Frisco?
No, but we made it on
ESPN.
Every single Instagram, Facebook, social media platform for the Grizz, for the NCAA, for everybody. So I feel like we kind of succeeded there. Yeah,
I do remember us being on.
I was in the NCAA. We were both in the NCAA video that they put out about the game. Ooh. Do you remember that? Like us at the Grizz walk.
Keep my
Yeah. Oh, she's too famous. Too many occurrences.
Not humble, though, for sure. Maybe that needs to be my word.
Humble.
I would say you're humble.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
you.
You gotta brag about things a little bit.
I think life's too cool not to.
There's a different thing about like being proud of yourself and not like that. Still means you can be humble, but like I don't know, the people we were talking about like before. Those people are not humble.
I'm around a lot of not humble people right now.
Yeah.
Okay, no shade. You might have to bleep some of that story out.
I'll cut some. When I told Kelsey, I was like, just let me know anything you want cut out because I also want to keep my job. So, yeah. We're not trying to make enemies.
If any of my if anyone I go to school with watches this soon.
Anything.
Other than my close friends look at it, but.
Yeah.
What was the question?
What's your favorite part about moving away so far?
It has, and I was told this like before I moved by everyone, but it has made me love Montana times a million and home because every time I travel home, I'm so excited and I like can't wait. And when I'm home, it's just like this was so good. And then I think the second part is I call people so off, like my friends so often and my family. And I don't know, it's just felt nice to be doing my own thing, but still feel connected to everyone. Yeah. And I like look forward to it at the end of the day to like calling my mom or like more than in college or in Montana.
Yeah.
I have more to talk about my like what I'm doing and more to share and like hearing what everyone else is doing too. Yeah. So I feel like that's been positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird too. I think I call people more now than I did at school because you have less things going on in your life, and then I don't know, they're just such core people that you live so far away and can't do all that with.
I'll say the time change really sucks about that.
Yeah, I tried to call my mom. It's like 8 o'clock. She's at work still, and I'm like, "Mom, come on!"
I'm like, I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
It sucks because
she calls me at 11 o'clock, and I'm like, "Girl, I'm in bed. Yeah, you gotta go eat dinner." I don't know.
Yeah, you guys have it hard with the extra.
I know. Liv's so lucky with like the hour.
Yeah,
and I guess like Central Time, like you're an hour both directions.
Yeah.
Like I'm 3 o'clock. I'll like wake up, work out, get to work, and I have to schedule sends to my parents because I'll think of something and be like, I'm not gonna text you beforehand.
I'm like, you can have your loud
sometimes
phone go off.
Wait. Sometimes it wakes them up. So I schedule send, and then at like 9:30 and 9, it's like 6:30, and they're finally up. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you.
My parents get up at 5 to go feed the sheep, so
Farm girl.
So I know that they're awake. Yeah, by then. But yeah. That's good memories. That's good. I'm glad you guys are liking your lives. This is good. Have you guys, Brooke's a runner now, which I feel like is going to be the answer to this question, but have you guys found any new like hobbies that have like helped you find yourself since you moved?
Yes. I started doing hot yoga and it's been, I Kelsey Ring will know. She dragged me to 2 or 3 yoga classes in Missoula, and I hated it. And I was like, I'm not going back. I don't want to hear these people groaning in this sweaty. I don't want other people's sweat being flung onto me. I can't do this.
What kind of hot yoga are you doing?
It was this. It's a cool studio in Missoula, but it was just too crowded.
Is it downtown?
Yeah, it's in like the basement of some building. It was cool. It was just like these people are too close to me. I don't want anyone to watch me. Whatever. I found a studio like I walked to. It's like 5 minutes away from here, and when I started going, and like I went with my cousin in like October, November. I tried it. Definitely like kicked my ass the first time. It was so hard, but there were like 5 people in the class. We were all spread out, and it was so nice. And I was like, I would love to just like see myself get better at this. So I went like several more times, and then in the new year, Haley and Andy actually got me a gift card to get like a membership. Yeah, so I have a student membership there now.
Do you go there alone?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm doing
Look at that. You're already doing it.
Yeah, sometimes my cousins are, but other times it's just me.
And you don't even think about it. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna go to meet people.
Yeah, exactly.
See, so you're already doing it.
It's not like a community like Soap Cycle, so I do miss that.
Yeah.
And if I stay here, I'll probably try to find a studio that's a little more community like yoga.
Anyways, sorry.
Oh no, you're
community based.
Yeah, I feel good. I like feel like I'm really getting stronger every time. I feel like it's so like cleansing. Good way to start the day. I go at 6 a.m. twice a week, and then like 7:15 once a week, and then sometimes Sundays. So
that's so fun. It's cool to hear your progression too. Like
you do,
every couple
you
weeks you're like, I'm getting so much better.
Yeah, I can do the pose. Go back to spin. Like if I stay here, I'll probably try to go back to spin more.
Do they have like Soul Cycle here?
They have Cycle Bar.
Oh, have you been
to a bar?
No.
While you cycle?
No.
Love that idea.
Yeah, it's great.
There's one in the Gulch and then one like not too far away. It depends on where I live, probably.
Yeah.
But, thank you.
Make a wish. Your wish was that we meet Riley Green at Duck Blind tonight.
Yeah. He's on an island or something, I saw.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Meg.
Stop going on vacation.
Yeah. For grad school, you guys are both applying to grad school, kind of. On that, you already applied, obviously, but you're not going at all now?
No.
Oh.
Well, not right now.
Oh, no. But you kind of like started the process a little bit.
Oh, you did?
I thought about it, yeah.
That's awesome.
And I interviewed for
in North Carolina. What up?
UNCW.
Amazing.
Then I my time.
That's fair. That's what Maggie did too.
Yeah, I mean,
applied to all the grad schools.
I thought that I know that I liked science. I know I love the ocean. I was like, I think it would be really cool to also title like becoming a marine biologist. I think would be lovely and a good like next step for me. So I did seriously look into like some schools, and especially I really wanted to go to UNCW. But then when I looked at like the labs that I would be a part of, none really spoke to me. And I think one of my big things too is I don't want to settle. I'm not going to settle for anything less than what I like deserve. And I couldn't find a program that was like, yes, absolutely. So some of the ones that I did interview for, like one was like doing marsh work. And I was like, I would only, yeah, I know. I'm like, this is not me.
Where the crawdads sing.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think, no.
She comes out of the marsh.
No, I don't think I could. Yeah.
That's so fair.
And so I was like, I think that,
picturing book or Brooke.
But you like hanging out in a marsh.
Have you guys seen the videos of this? I don't know who she is, but there's a girl that just goes and stands in marshes, and she's like, "It's not that bad. You can't see anything." And then this dude comes on, and he's like, "You could be standing on crocodiles right now."
You said that to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was funny.
Yeah, no, it's great. You were like,
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I thought, I think it boiled down to that being like too easy of a next step of like, I don't really know what I want to do next. Let me go to grad school. But in the sense of like, it was an easy like band-aid of I don't know what to do, but I have no clue what to do after. And in my field, grad school doesn't necessarily mean like when you go to grad school, you have to know what you want to do next. And it's a lot easier to go to somewhere where you want to stay and build connections. And especially since I didn't have that luxury in Montana, wherever I end up going to grad school, if that's what I decide to do, I want it to be somewhere where I want to settle down a little bit longer. And then there just was not enough time for me to decide that for UNCW since I've literally never been to the
And it was like a month decision.
Yeah. And I was like, I think I need to give it a little bit more time. So my plan would be, I kind of want to check all the boxes. I've got nonprofit, I've got government, so I kind of want to go private. And then based on that, maybe, just maybe, I find somebody to pay for grad school. I find somebody that, wants to go. But the last thing I'll say in grad school is I didn't want to become overqualified. And because I don't exactly know because I don't have a dream job and because I don't really know what I want to do for like next, I guess. I don't think grad school would have been beneficial for me. And I would have, my opportunities would have been smaller.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready for that. So, and I think that like I can go to grad school when I'm 26 or when I'm 27 or when I'm 32. So I'm just looking at a new state to move to.
I feel like grad school, unless you go right after graduating undergrad, is a great career pivot path. And you like figure out, you get experience and then you figure out what you want to do because you find your passions within your career or like based on networking or whatever. Yeah. And then you can go and you can even go back to the same company or the same like field that you're doing, but you can boomerang and like go back into a different space. So yeah, I agree with that. What was your experience like? Like what made you want to go to grad school and like how was the like application process and like you had to interview for like labs and stuff. Did you have to do like what was that process like?
It was just kind of a given that I would go to grad school right after undergrad because that's just what my family does. And
that's kind of true.
Yeah, and like I didn't ever question it. I knew that was the best if I had momentum and I was like in school, like I'm gonna just keep going until I don't want to anymore. I don't want a PhD. Hell no. I'm done after this.
I think Dr.
DeVry. Cool. It's a long haul.
DRDR.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, doctor.
That's cool.
But yeah.
I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, I don't know. And then just how fast this program was appealing to me. And applying really, I'm trying to remember what we did. I think we had like 2 essays and then a creative submission we had to do. Just make our own marketing campaign kind of thing. And submit that. And then it was an interview with the director of the program. And yeah, I think I knew by the end of, I did the earliest like admission or application round and it was due like September or something of my senior year. So yeah,
you're so lucky. So when did you find out?
End of October.
You're so lucky.
And then I made my decision to go in December. So I knew like the whole spring semester what I was doing.
Oh,
it was so nice.
Which means you just got to like give all of you to your
that was the best choice.
It was so nice. Of that.
It was so nice. Yeah.
I didn't know until spring retreat. I think that's when
I remember. I remember you told me you got your job at your SATSAC, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I like told some people like and then I hard launched it at spring retreat.
Yeah. Yeah. But now I know because I did a visit day when my family and I came here. Now I know from hearing like from my program director and stuff, they tracked it's a marketing of course they do. They tracked every single interaction I had on the website, like looking up information about the program. Every time I emailed with someone, like it's all kept in their like database. And that's like kind of has to do with your admission, like how much you wanted to go. And like, yeah. And
that's so cool, kind of
creepy.
Planning thrived in that.
Yeah. I was like, well, that's crazy. They knew I came on a visit day. They knew how much I like asked, what questions I asked. Like they kept track of like what I asked them on the visit day. Like all the interactions I had with the program, but like online and in person, they kept track of as part of the decision to like accept me. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Did people from your program not come visit?
Yeah, a lot of my friends never came. Their first day in Nashville was their first
Time they moved here for the program.
Yeah.
Wow.
Literally
Me
and everything.
Yeah.
on my internship.
my internship, my county job.
Yeah.
I didn't even know where Volusia was.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Take my hand. No, everybody.
take my
Don't take my hand.
together.
Okay. The best thing about your new city that you live in?
Oh, the beach. Because the Keys don't have a beach, which is kind of crazy, but it's just like little islands with just water and then like land, road, bridge. There's no beaches, so I love that. I can go shelling. I can just sit out and let the waves. I can bike on the beach, drive on the beach for work. Never take not taking Mr. Perry. But why would I when I get paid to drive somebody else's car on the beach? So that's my favorite part about Daytona, the beach.
music.
Music City.
All the
Music
concerts,
City, baby.
everything, all the time. Yeah.
What about you, Charlotte?
The community. I feel like it's a huge city. It's like 4 million people, but it just feels the same size as Spokane or Missoula type vibe of community. Those aren't the same size cities.
I was gonna come to that.
Yeah, I knew that part, but like the community aspect of like somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody somehow.
Charlotte's that way.
Yeah, and my dad's like, "This city's so big, blah blah blah," and I was like, "No, it's not. Like, it's pretty small." But I just had no idea what the population was because the vibes. It's legit 4 million people.
What?
Yeah, it's huge.
4 Montanas.
Yep, it's become one of the most moved to states because Raleigh has a bunch of tech companies moving there. They have some of the best colleges. Yeah, just no, just Charlotte. I think it's 3.8. Yeah. So a lot of people are moving there because Charlotte's the second bank hub in the U.S. after New York. Its capital or headquartered there. Wells Fargo's East Coast headquarters is there. A ton of just banks and stuff. So yeah, but it's so small. Everybody's just the southern nice. I think that part is really nice. But yeah. Okay, the last question in every podcast I've done is, what would be the best piece of advice that you would give to somebody else that you've received from somebody in your life?
Yeah, do you have?
Yeah. I feel like this is so like popular right now, but I listen to the Mel Robbins podcast and the Let Them theory. Have you guys heard about that? Whenever someone does something like pisses you off or like anything, you just say like to yourself, "Let them," like, and you just start being like more okay with letting other people do what they. And then like at the same time, like when you do something, or like let me feel. Like if someone did something that upset you, you're like, let them do that, but let me feel like how I'm feeling about it. So you're just like more accepting of what other people do and what other things they say or whatever, and accepting of how you feel about it and how you choose to respond to it. So I feel like that's been good ever since I listened to that podcast. I try to do that.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's pissing right
It is.
Holy! It wasn't like that.
It's been like that.
No,
it just started.
It just
started that.
Well,
piece of advice.
I'm glad we did Broadway yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go back, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love everything happens for a reason. I thought that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, it's kind of like mantra, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's not really advice. I don't know. My dad always said, but it's like the same thing Liv said, but like what like net impact on you. And so like if I would get upset by something, he's like, how does that impact you? It's like net impact 0. And so I like that too. Just like, I don't know. I'm not very good with the advice. I kind of just like do. I don't think too hard about things. Drop. Here, mic drop.
That was good advice. No,
You
I
guys should
it's
listen to that
valid.
podcast though.
Yeah.
Was
Let me
it
get
good?
her
It's so good. I listen to her podcast almost every morning.
Does she have like new episodes every day?
Not every day, but like frequently.
Okay. I've heard of her
Mel Robbins.
morning routine thing.
Yeah, her morning
recently.
routine.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for being on the podcast.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me crash.
Thanks for being so excited when I asked you guys.
Yay.
It's so lit.
Of course.
But yeah, thank you for being here. And thanks for letting us come.
Yeah.
And let this be a reminder that people you meet in college will be in your life for the rest of your life if you make the effort. So,
Yeah. Look at us now.
Yeah.